Cause these seasons keep on changing. Life goes on and 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 on. Yeah, yeah.
So good day everyone, today we're going to be answering these two questions, and here's the first question with the sub question. So here, simple interest is calculated in the loan or deposit's principal amount, while compound interest is calculated using the principal amount and the interest that accumulates over time. So here's the formula of a simple interest, which is multiplied simply by each other, but principal amount, annual rate, and term of loan in years. And then we have the compound interest here, which is principal amount multiplied by the sum of 1 plus r to the power of t, and that is the difference. And they create a word problem that involves real life situations. Suppose you plunk $10,000 into a 2-year certificate of deposit that pays simple interest at 9% every year. So since this word problem has the words simple interest, and the problem contains the three variables that are needed for the simple interest formula, the principal amount, the time in years, and then the rate. This is a simple interest word problem. So for the third one, word problem that real life situations on compound interest, and so we have here the principal amount $50,000, the annual interest rate of 6%, the rate, and the words compounded quarterly. So if you see this, then it is surely a compound interest, and then the value of the investment after 13 years, which is the time. Let us solve those examples that I have presented. So for the first one, we are going to use the simple interest formula since it is a simple interest, and we have identified the variables, and then use the substitution method and the simple interest formula, and simplify it. And we have here that $1,800, which is the interest that you will pay every year. And for that second one, we have here the variables. We identify the variable before proceeding to compute the compound interest, $50,000, 6%, or 0.06, and 13 years. And we have here use the substitution method still on the compound interest formula, and we have simplify them and into $106,646.41. That's all. Thank you.
Let's answer questions 3 to 5. So, for 3, I'm going to give an example of a compound interest. So, Makima invested 25,000 yen with 10% compound interest. How much money will she get after 5 years? So, those are our given: 25,000 yen, 10% rate, and 5 years time. So, we're going to input all those into this solution. So, the solution for compound interest is A is equals to principal quantity of 1 plus r and raised to the power of time. So, we're going to input that. This is what we got. We're going to add both of these first, and then we're going to do that. And the answer is 1.61051. We're going to multiply that to 25,000. So the answer is 40,262.75 yen, 25 cents yen. So fourth question. Tina is investing an amount at 15% simple interest for 3 years. If she intends to have 48,200 pesos at the end of the term, what must be her principal? So I've encircled the given, and we're going to input the given into our formula. So since we're finding the principal, our formula is P is equals to A is divided by 1 plus RT. So we're going to input all the given, and this is the one with the given. So we're going to multiply 0.15 and 3, and we're going to add 1. So the answer is 1.45. So 48,200 divided by 1.45 is equals to 33,241.3793 pesos. Okay. For the fifth question. Andy opened a simple interest checking account after 2 years. Her account grew from 500 to 600. What is the interest rate on her account? So, these are given: 2 years, 500 to 600. And yes, that is our given. So, in order to find the interest, we have to subtract 600 and 500. So 600 minus 500 is equals to 100. That is our interest. So the formula we're going to be using is R is equals to interest divided by P and T. So we're going to input that, and then this is the inputted one. And then 500 times 2 is equals to 1,000. So 100 divided by 1,000 is equals to 0.10, which is 10% basically. And that's it.
Now let's answer the sixth problem, and let's find the given from the problem. So our given is our principal is 2,000 pesos, our rate is 5%, and our interest is 500 pesos. So let's find for T and solve by the equation T is equal to I over PR, which is the simple interest. So next, let's convert percentage rate to decimal. So 5% will be converted into 0.05. Now let's substitute the given from the equation T is equal to I over PR. Now we can get T is equals to 500 over 2000 times 0.05. So let's simplify further. So we can get t is equals to 500 divided by 100. So we can get t is equals to 5 years. Therefore, the time required to accumulate simple interest of 500 pesos from the principal amount of 2,000 pesos at the interest rate of 5% per year is 5 years. Now let's answer the seventh problem. So let's find the given from the problem. So our given is, our principal is 10,000 pesos, our rate is 2.5%, and our time is 5 years. So let's find the interest by the equation I is equals to PRT. So first is convert percentage rate to decimal. So 2.5% will be converted into 0.025. Next is substitute the given from the equation I is equals to PRT. So we can get I is equals to 1000 times 0.025 times 5. So let's simplify further. So 1000 times 0.025 is 250 times 5 is 1250. So our interest is 1250 pesos. So therefore, the simple interest accumulated on the principal of 10,000 pesos at the rate of 2.5 per year for 5 years is 1250 pesos.
So, number 8, Laura deposited 64,600. That will be our principal. And A represents for the future amount of the money. And when solving this, we have to use this formula, where K is the period, such as semi-annually or monthly, and all those other kinds of things. So when solving, we just have to identify what are our values and input them in the specified letters. So P is obviously 64,600. 1 is part of the formula, and 0.08 is our rate, which means we have to convert percent into decimal. So it will be 0.08 over 2. 2 because semi-annually means that it's 2. So we put 2 here, and 4 is the years or time. After solving these, we will multiply these together and we will get our final answer, which is 88,409 and 56 cents. For number 9, Glenda deposits 5,000. That will be our principal, which is 5,000. And of course, for 5%, you have to convert it again to decimal, which means 0.05. And it says here, annually. Annually means it will be 1. So 1 here and 3, which is time. After solving these, we will multiply our answer with 5,000 and we'll get our final answer, which is 5,788 and 125 cents. For number 10, it's just the same thing as number 8 and 9, although letter E, which means compounded daily, will be different. Before that, we have to answer letter A, B, C, and D. For letter A, it says compounded annually, which means it has a period of 1. You multiply it with years, which is 8. And then after solving this part, you have to multiply it with P, or period, which is 20,000. Oh, sorry, not period, but principal. And then after that, you would get your answer, which is 37,018.60421 cents. For letter B, it says compounded semi-annually. It has a period of 2. Multiply it with the year. And then after solving this part, you have to multiply it again with 20,000, which is our principal. And then we would get our answer, which is 37,459 and 0.62491 cents. For letter C, or 30, has a period of 4. Multiply it with 8, which is years. And then you have to answer this part and raise it to the power of 32. Then multiply it with 20,000. You get your answer, which is 37,690.81184 cents. And for compounded monthly, which means it has a period of 12 because it's monthly, and 8 multiplied by 12, then you answer this part, raise it to the power of whatever your answer is in here, then multiply it with your principal, which is 20,000, then you will get your answer, which is 37,849.1444 cents. And lastly, for letter E, compounded daily. This is a little bit different. You have to use a different formula, which we can use is this part of the box. A is equals to P, E raised to the power of R, T. E is the inverse of the natural logarithm function. So you put P, which is 20,000 here, E, and it says R, T. R is the rate, and don't forget to convert 8% into decimal, which is 0.08, and then you multiply it with the year, which is 8 years. You would get 20,000 E raised to the power of 0.64. After that, you have to multiply 20,000 with E raised to the power of 0.64, which is this answer. Then after multiplying those, we would get our answer, our final answer, which is 37,929.618 cents.
And as these seasons keep on changing, life goes on and on and on and on and on and